it is day 2. I know it's technically December 3rd. But it is day 2 of my December to remember because I did not start on a Sunday, which was December 1st. So December to remember, if you watch my video today, I've talked all about how I'm making December to remember a public display of manifestation, of changing my relationship with money, and just like showing people like what it looks like to just go after what it is you want, what it is you love, enjoying your life. And so one of the things, and I'm also in Melanie Ann Layer's exponential wealth program, which I think is one of her most expensive program, and I don't love it expensive, but it's one of her more costly, more pricey. Like, what the frick is the right word for that? It's one of the programs it's $4,444. Her exponential wealth program. Now, I didn't pay that exactly. I'm in her Alpha Femme experience where I get to do everything she does for an entire year. But anyway, she is calling me out so hardcore. Like, this is like of all, like, I learned so much from her, and everything that she says just lands like, oh, chef's kiss. That was amazing. That was amazing. Exactly what I needed to hear. Exactly what I needed to hear. And then this one feels kind of gut wrenching. Like, oh, okay, yes. But it's like, I'm so glad to hear it. Like, there was a phrase I heard somebody just say at one of the Shamina Taylor events, which was, I need someone who loves me enough to tell me what's wrong with me. And that is like such an amazing thing, because there are things that we don't see about ourselves that we would love to be able to heal, fix, change, whatever. But we have so many wounds that anybody sharing something with us, we take it as criticism, and it can hurt really bad and be awful. But it's like, we need that stuff. It's like, we need someone who loves us enough to be able to let us know what could be different and what could be changed about us. And so listening to her in the Exponential Wealth program, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, but one of the things she teaches is not to focus on, like, I'm just fanning out my monies here. We'll talk about this in a minute. But one of the things she teaches is not to focus on, what's wrong with me, but like, where do I get to grow and evolve from here? So although it's gut wrenching and all the things she's saying, like, I'm not coming from a space of, oh my God, I have all this wrong with me, I have to fix all of these things. I'm coming from a space of, ooh, look how I get to grow and evolve now. Ooh, look what I get to clean up. Ooh, look what I get to, feel better about myself, my situation, my circumstances. And one of the things that she did is talking about gratitude lists. So this is something, and in my Mega Millions, I never said like write a gratitude list, but I did talk about how, you got to be grateful for what you have. Like, in order to have a life you love, you have to have a life you love. And that's one of the phrases that I live by constantly. But I will say, I've been having, in the last couple of months or so, or kind of the last month, I don't know, time's weird, but I've had some struggles, but there's a lot happening within my family. There's some relationships that are completely tearing apart. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of shifting. There's a lot of adjusting. And I started like feeling some type of way with like David and stuff, and kind of like struggling. And one of the things she talked about was a gratitude list, like how people write stuff out, but it's like the gratitude, like writing out a gratitude list is so far from the original intention of what a true gratitude is. And gratitude is a frequency, this vibration of like, thank you, yes, like, thank you, yes, thank you, yes. And she like did thank you, yes, for like 5 minutes, and we're just listening, thank you, yes, and we're just building up this frequency, like, it's thank you, yes. It's not so much, I have wonderful coffee in the morning, I have a warm bath, like, that is like so devoid of the feeling of gratitude and the thank you, yes. And so, to be quite honest, I didn't think I was gonna get this personal, but after that session she had with the thank you, yes, I was with David, and I was like, God, like, this man loves me. He cannot get enough of me. And I'm over here sitting here complaining about him sometimes. And I'm like, I've been married before where the man didn't want to touch me, didn't want anything to do with me. And here I have this man who wants me all the time. And I was like, thank you, yes. And I was like, thank you, yes, Thank you. Yes. And we've had some very awesome thank you yeses for the last couple of nights since watching that. And it's been awesome. And we had our giggle fits and it's been amazing. And I'm so happy to be called out in her program, to be able to be like, oh, okay, like, because sometimes we just need to reframe. Like, I've done so much in my life, build my business, done all these things, created this amazing stuff, going forward with all these things, that sometimes it's like, I love going after all these things. I love like building what I'm building. I love doing all these things, but sometimes I forget to like cherish what I've got going on, like being madly in love with my situation. I was like, this house is so awesome and amazing. We can't wait to get this house and this property. And then as soon as we moved in, I'm like, I don't have a bathtub. I don't have this. I don't have that. I'm like, I bought it for the property. And I am not loved on my house. And there was a time where I was like, can I get this? I can't wait to get this house. It's almost like the universe gives me something. I'm like, okay, thanks. Cool. Next thing. Okay, thanks. Next thing. Okay, thanks. Next thing. And we're having this conversation about kids and Christmas and gifts and stuff, and how, kids, it's not about receiving all these gifts and, actually being grateful for them and stuff. And I'm like, I have not really been grateful with the universe. I'm like, okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Okay, what's next? Instead of like just really dwelling in what I have and what I've got going on. So that's one of the big shifts that I'm making in this month of December, is really, really, tapping into, like, one of the things she did, she's talked about wanting what you have with you already have it. Like, she's like, look around the house and look at all the things that you at one point you wanted to have and you didn't have it. Can you tap back into that same frequency and still that, now that you own it? And it's like, do you still want the things you own? And it's all like, no, I just like, next. And it's like, oh, I just want to, I need to dwell and cherish in the frequency of what it is that I have, and absolutely loving what it is that I have. And so I'm focusing on that. Another thing she did with Exponential Wealth is talks about having cash again. Like, money is not internet money, bank money, online money. It's not very real. And bringing in cash can help make it feel a lot more real. And also as children, we dealt with cash. And that was back, like, when you think about it, when we mostly used cash, it was when we didn't have any obligations or responsibilities around money. And once we have obligations and responsibilities around money, we don't really play with cash much anymore. It's all electronic. So tapping back into the frequency of just having cash in your hand. So one of the things she said was to get out the dollar amount of the, either what you make hourly, what you make in a day, what is your primary offer, or something like that. So the main thing that I sell through my business is the Gold Class Series package, which is $97, which I always just round up to $100. So I've been keeping $100 at my desk, and my goal is, like, every time I get a sale to, like, touch this money and be like, I just made this, I just made this, I just made this. So yesterday was a $4,000 day, which means I made this, and I had to do the math. I made this 40 times. 40 times. I made this, I made this, I made this 40 times. Like that's kind of crazy. Like, if I were to actually, I almost wish my business was a cash business. Like, to be able to see this 40 times, like that's what the business brought in yesterday. So I'm getting back in touch with the monies, with the cash, holding the cash, and feeling so much good about it. And that's amazing. So yesterday, though, in the frequency, I'm going to keep holding the cash. I'm just going to keep, in fact, I'm just going to get $200. Like, let's just whip around money. Like it's just normal. My $200 cash. Woo! Okay. So one of the things, yesterday, so I had my class, which was amazing. I forget sometimes how much I love teaching, and I decided to teach like old school paper, pen, writing the notes, colorful markers and stuff like that with my overhead projector camera, and it was amazing. It was awesome. I absolutely loved it. It ignited a lot of new ideas of ways that I want to teach, classes that I want to teach, and I'm super excited about that. And then after I taught class, I hung out with the baby. I played with her, and I had an hour break in between each session. I had 3 sessions yesterday with an hour break in between. So I was able to hang out and play with the baby. I was able to snuggle up with David a little bit, and it was such a beautiful day. And then I listened to, I think her name is Emma Shea, something, and she's having a $1 million messaging class. And I really love, like, when I read her posts, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, she's talking to me. And so I'm like, she has a method for how she writes what she writes and how she says what she says. And so she was offered a free masterclass. So I joined that, and I was able to listen to that yesterday while I was doing laundry, taking care of the house. And she talked about dream clients. And with, like, Melissa May Dillon, like, because I have 2 businesses, right? I have Insurance Exam Queen and I have Melissa May Dillon. And I'm still, like, playing around with Melissa May Dillon. Like, what is Melissa May Dillon? What are we doing here? I had the Mega Millions program, which was awesome, amazing. I love to talk about money. I love to talk about, building a business. But when I think about, like, what is the problem that I solve for people in terms of Melissa May Dillon, I don't have a dream client in mind. Like, I don't have an exact situation. But then I was like, but I do have dream clients for the Insurance Exam Queen. And one of the things I have not done that I anticipated doing was working with insurance companies, working with actual, like, agencies, and not just the individual customers. We have the individual customers coming in all day long. That's how I got my $100, my $4,000 yesterday, was individual customers coming in all day long. And it is an amazing system. I have YouTube videos out. People come in, they see the YouTube video, they say, I need more, they buy my package. Like, I don't have to do a lot. Like, it's automated. It's just set up, and it's just running, which is freaking amazing. Like, wouldn't you just love that you have a system set up and you don't have to touch it, and it just operates $4,000 for you? Isn't that amazing? I'm so grateful for that. And I don't think I've cherished that enough. I don't think I've had enough gratitude for that. So thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes. I just have YouTube videos up. People watch them, and then they go to my website and they buy my course. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Yes. I don't have to do anything. Like, it's already done. It's already set up, and boom, it equates to $4,000 yesterday. Almost $7,000 already this month alone, right? So this is December 3rd. We're already at $7,000 for the month. Like, I remember making $7,000 in 1 month, and that blew my mind. Now I made $7,000 in 3 days. Like, sure, yeah, no problem. Is thank you, yes, thank you, yes, thank you, yes. I know there's people watching right now. They're like, oh my God, like, you say you have some YouTube videos and you make money. Like, my YouTube is a 6-figure YouTube channel. I haven't celebrated that yet. 6 figures, YouTube alone. The channel itself. So not only do I have people coming in and purchasing my courses, I also have the YouTube channel making money, and it's made 6 figures. Like, it just hit $100,000. Like, thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. So amazing. So I wrote out my dream client for the Insurance Exam Queen yesterday, which was amazing, and just thinking about how I can serve insurance companies and how I would love to be able to develop a curriculum program around passing the exam. And then that brought up another thing, like, I could be teaching other people how to teach the insurance exam, so I can offer classes on teaching the exam. And it's just like getting all my creativity just like going and flowing, and it's feeling so good, and it's so awesome. And it just, like, it's amazing. Like, my goal here with, again, December to Remember, is to publicly display my manifestation process, to publicly display what it is I do in my life and in my business to create amazing magicness, like 6-figure months and all the things. And my goal, it's not exactly a goal, but I'm like, I would love for $1 million to come in the month of December. If it comes in, that would be so great. That would be so awesome. I don't need it, and it's okay if it doesn't happen. Like, it'll happen at some point. I know there is $1 million month in my future. And if it's not this month will be the month that I am, like, targeting and honing in on that frequency. And whatever ends up happening this month is perfect and amazing. And even if I bring in not $1 extra from what I normally bring in, I don't care. The who I'm becoming through this process is going to be the most magical. And it was November and December of last year that I was like, I'm calling in 6-figure months, and my business was only around 60,000 a month. And I was like, I'm calling in a 6-figure month. it happened in April, so it was a few months after that. But do you think I'm like, oh my God, it took me 3 extra months longer to make $100,000? No, I was still so super excited about $100,000. And so it's just time. It's just time for the next elevation. It's time for the next iteration of that and the increase of that. So I got to go teach class because I've got class all day today. Here's my monies. Here's my monies. Let's see. So I made 40, 100 yesterday. So basically I sold my $100 package 40 times yesterday. 40 times. 40 times. So let's see if we can we double that today? Can we sell that 80? Wouldn't it be so juicy if we sold that 80 times today? That would be cool. It would be cool if it happened. Yeah, why not? Like, this is the attitude. This is the attitude that I'm going to have. Like, yeah, cool. Thank you, yes, though. That's the biggest frequency I'm on right now. Thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. Like, that's one of the biggest takeaways I've had. And oh my gosh, when I was like, thank you, yes, to this man. We had a really good time. Couple times. Since watching Exponential, I did not expect Exponential Wealth to improve my sex life, but it greatly has. Anyway, thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. Thank you, yes. I will be back tomorrow to talk about December to Remember Day 3. I love you all. Have an amazing day. Bye. I gotta go teach class. Where's my mouse? Mouse, mouse. Love you. Bye.